Welcome back to the A Police podcast here with your host, Marlon Marrache, and Code 6, Jimmy Z. What's up, dude?
What's going on, brother? Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you again. And you know what? I had to bring you back because we have to talk about protectors.
That's what I got going now, man.
Talk to me. So how did this idea or this concept come about?
So I'm not smart enough to come up with this concept myself.
I would, you know what? I'm going to object to that because you do have a UCLA college degree. So
well, not a degree, but many years at UCLA. Many years. Which is almost the same thing.
You know what? You were there and you were getting it and you put that to work.
I did. So here, what Protectors is, it's something we started, it's kind of been all over the news that they've been calling it Uber with guns.
It is being called Uber with guns. Angelinos can now book a ride that comes with an armed security detail through the Protector app. This on-demand service features gun-carrying former military or law enforcement professionals.
Which is kind of catchy, not really what we are, but the press is running with it. The genesis of it is a good friend of mine, is a firearms instructor. He had a student who's this young guy, 24-year-old wunderkind, hired out of high school by Facebook, app designer. He's a kind of a gun guy, and he's into law enforcement, military stuff. He gets this idea for essentially executive protection via app. Okay. So like an Uber, where you can dial up executive protection. My firearms instructor friend connects him with this guy, Nick, who's our partner and our CEO, with me, because I have access to the quality of guys they're looking for. Mm-hmm. Having come from Metropolitan Division, some military background, I can connect him with the right people. I could go ahead and connect him with a couple other buddies of mine on the job who are LAPD Metropolitan Division as well. And basically we put together this team, and what the app is, it's like I said, it is. If you want executive protection, high-level executive protection, how many people, you want a vehicle, you want to be taken to a location, you want support at an event, you get on the app, you see who you're getting, you dial it up, and we show up and handle business. I think I had noticed, and I'll tell a story and I'll abbreviate some of it, mm-hmm. But I've done some work in the past for other companies. Mm-hmm. I had a job which was a surveillance job, and it was for a very wealthy, prominent individual mm-hmm. that this company hired me for. Got there, and not to be insulting to the people I was working with or the company, it was crap what we were giving the guy. We didn't have radios. The guys didn't know how to do surveillance. And I'm thinking, man, this multi-billionaire couldn't access quality service. Right. Because he probably hit his assistant up and said, get me surveillance. And the guy Googled, and you don't know how to get it. But so what we offer that I think is a little bit different is it's the guys, right? That's my end. I'm the ops guy. I'm bringing in the guys. Right now, we're all active law enforcement off duty or recently retired military special operations guys, all Metro, SWAT. We're bringing that level of guy to the table. And then it's the access point. You're an executive and you're coming into town, and maybe you have a team, but you're coming in with your wife and your kids, and you want them to be able to go to the mall and be protected. You dial it up on the app and we'll come get you. You're just a person of regular means, but you've got an issue with where you want your kid picked up from school, and there's an issue that you're concerned with. You can dial us up on the app and we'll be there and we'll provide that kind of protection.
Let me ask you this, knowing that there's active and retired, is it important to know the laws of law enforcement? What do you think?
Yeah. So yes, and so what sets us apart, I think, is because we're all active or recently retired law enforcement. We get it, right? We know what we can do as a security officer, what you can't do as a security officer. We know how to liaise with, and right now we're available in New York and coming in LA real soon. But just available in LA, we know how to talk to the police department. We know how to talk to officers when they get on scene. The term's probably not best to say risk averse, but there's few people more risk averse, not in a negative sense, than a police officer, right? You're not going to you know how not to put yourself in a bad situation. So, which I think is lacking in some people in the security industry. We know our role.
Right. Well, speaking of, I'll just throw one out there. Are we de-escalating?
Right, and that's obviously been for years now. That's been the hot button issue. And I always like to joke. I say de-escalation is police work circa 1850. I promise you, cops have been de-escalating, ever since there have been cops.
Right.
Otherwise, you'd be in a fight every time you showed
it's
up
just
at
a
a call.
buzzword.
But it's a buzzword. But it can be helpful to define.
No,
it, right?
100%.
Yeah. So,
100%.
but as officers, we know how to do that. We know how to talk to people. The connections we have amongst law enforcement is really priceless to our clients. So yeah, it's that I think is a big difference, and we're paying our guys a premium, so we're not cheap, but we can actually offer our services at a pretty reasonable price because we're app based. This is all new, man. There's no overhead. We don't have a big office building.
Okay,
we're running everything off the app, and we run real lean.
Got it. So it's like a modern version of Clark Kent in the booth.
Yeah. No, that's it.
I'm coming to save you.
No, exactly, man. And we have, like I said, we got guys. We've got some paramedics. We got Air Force PJs. All of us are TCCC or TECC trained, which is Tactical Combat Casualty Care trained. A bunch of EMTs as well. We can offer medical. We're putting a program in. We're working on drones and robotics to bring those to the table. So we're offering a full suite of things. And let me bring you a touch on another product that we have. So we have Protector. That's the executive protection piece. We have Patrol as well. Patrol is a neighborhood patrol piece. And what that is, it's essentially via app crowdfunding neighborhood protection. You get on with your neighbors, you start funding, it's very transparent. You see how much you've raised, you raise a sufficient amount, you get a guy 24/7. You raise more, you get a guy with the drone. You raise more, you get two guys with the drone. So
got it.
That's the vision.
Now let me ask you this about that particular product, Patrol. A lot of red tape involved to get to say, hey, you know what? Let's all be honest here. Police can't be everywhere, at the same time. One, two. My understanding, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but lately what I've been hearing is response time sometimes is close to even 6 minutes.
It's increasing from what I understand, particularly in the areas where we've received the most buzz, the west side of Los Angeles. You're talking about huge geographic areas.
Oh, yeah.
And really not that many police officers. I'm sure you've talked about it on your show.
I work West Latte, bro.
You're working West Latte, day watch. You got one unit in court. You got one unit at the hospital on somebody. Somebody else banged in sick. So you got 3-4 cars running. What is that? How many square miles?
I want to say it's probably close to 60 square miles.
Yes, and no good way to get places. It's Sunset. Yeah. So the response time, and I've often said it, and this is not an insult to my police brethren. I have retired. However, I'm actually still a reserve, so I'm still got my still got my toe in it. They say we're first responders. A lot of times we're second responders, right? We get there to clean it up, unless we happen to stumble upon it, or or in the right place, right time. But usually we're there after the fact. We're private security. You paid for a product, you're going to be there, and you're going to get that service right away. So,
would it be fair to say you're also paying for the anticipation of a violent crime?
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. That's part of our advertising pitch, but it's just absolutely true. How much is you and your family's security worth to you? Right?
Exactly.
Safety and security. And I say this when I teach firearms. I say it in this venue. You will probably never need it, maybe never need it. But if you did, it's the absolute most important thing you'll have ever needed in your life.
No, 100%.
So what's that worth to you?
Yeah. No, there's a price to that, and I think that's fabulous. It reminds me, speaking of West Los Angeles, the 8, where I recall there was a home invasion, 211, home invasion robbery, where all victims were duct taped in the kitchen. Well, somewhere in the kitchen, somewhere in the living room. And this crime was in progress as, well, you can agree, it's in the hills.
Oh, yeah.
And so you can scream the loudest to try to get someone to call 911. They're not going to hear it. Nope. We don't respond. To your point, I think it becomes second responding, because you're right. We get there, and the crime has already occurred. Yep. And they've been traumatized.
Yeah, and that in those neighborhoods, the West LA, we know it's not a secret. There are professional crews of home burglars, home invasion people that are working that area, and the people we've been talking to and building this app, some of our investors, some of the people that are interested in being clients, their house either got hit or their neighbor's house got hit,
right? And
they're scared. And they shouldn't have to be scared.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Is there a component in your services of intel?
Yeah.
Out of curiosity?
Yeah, absolutely. So Private investigation is available as well. We have, through our military and government contacts, we have some contacts on the high side and the government side that we can work some stuff. We're obviously still connected through law enforcement networks. Of course, we're careful not to bridge that gap between the private side and what we're doing there, but it's just the connections, again, private investigators to work on things. So our intent right now, the product is you got the executive protection piece, you got the patrol piece. My vision for it as the ops guy is I want this to be the single source for any quality that you want in that arena. You want a private investigation, we got it. You want surveillance, we got it. You want uniform patrol, we got it. You want drones, we've got it. Whatever you need in that realm, we want somebody to be able, like an Uber, that you can access it and say, hey, I know I got a quality guy coming. Here's how much he's charging. Here's the background of the guy, and it's handled.
Wow, man, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Like I said, I wasn't smart enough to come up with the idea myself. My partner, our CEO.
But you thought about it.
I thought about it, yeah. But our CEO in New York, he's just brilliant. We got a lot of interested investors. A lot of people in the tech industry love what we're doing because it's sort of breaking the mold. It's a paradigm shift. And talking about, I just want to touch real quick because you brought it up on the complexities of patrol working this type of business.
100%.
Right? We are extremely diligent on being above board and checking every box. Working with the state of California can be challenging sometimes. Those guys are doing a real hard job, and there's only a few people that are handling the licensing and things like that.
Yeah.
So we're in connection with them, making sure stuff's done right. All our guys are vetted, guard cards, gun cards, work permit, and we're not letting it slide, right? You say you got a work permit, I want to see the work permit. You say you got a guard card, we can't afford to not be completely above board.
And I think when I asked you that question about the red tape, it involves more of the permits. In other words, the process by which you have to go to say, hey, look at the service that's so much needed. Yes, I get it. There is LAPD, there is Manhattan Beach PD, there is all these other agencies, but we can all agree, number one, response time is, it seems like forever.
6 minutes is a long time.
6 minutes is
when
a
you're taped
long,
up in the
long
kitchen.
time. Yeah, I think at one point we probably narrowed it down to 2, but that was probably back in our days in the late 90s and early 2000s when we had 10,200.
When we were on probation together, right? When we were there, you remember roll calls. You had every car was full plus X cars and Z cars.
I agree.
And it hasn't been that way for
6-7 cars.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. And not only that, and on a Friday night, you're just going from one call to another.
And then you had a mid-watch come in, and then you were just bumping. It was,
I remember it was, we get out at 6, and I don't think we got a break till like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Working mids, you hit that clear button, and it would just pop up, man. But that was the fun stuff, though. That's why we did it, man.
Absolutely. Anything else we need to know about this company and how we can get a hold of you?
Yeah, so we are, like I said, right now we're launched in New York City. With the Protector side. We're getting ready to launch both Protector and Patrol in Los Angeles. Coming up real soon. It's just we're making sure we dot all the I's and cross all the T's and all the appropriate licensing and everything across the board. You can find us in the App Store. Right now we're only available for iPhone, but Get Protector and Get Patrol in the App Store. Just go ahead and download it. Take a look. Like I said, we're offering a quality service, but we actually believe we're at a pretty competitive price. If you need that executive protection, we're your guys. If you're interested in getting protection for your neighborhood, go ahead and check out the app and see what you think and see what we have to offer. But yeah, we're pretty excited about it. We got a good crew of guys, man, and this is my retirement job.
I was going to say,
I retired in January and I haven't had a day off. So
that's awesome, and you're enjoying it.
It's a lot of fun, man. It's a whole new. Like you, right? It's a whole new,
man,
whole new world, man.
It's a whole new world. There's a lot of purpose. There's a lot of relevance to what we're doing.
What's cool is we can take the skills that we built over 20, 30 years on the job, and we can bring it to a new, not being a law enforcement is fantastic, but you are under that umbrella. You're in that box.
Yes.
Right? Private sector, we can open it up and offer what we have to everybody, what you're doing here and what we're doing there. So.
Which, in our darkest moments in our beloved LAPD, you know what? It has afforded us all this success. So I definitely want to vouch for just an awesome department that has afforded me that success.
For all the issues that LAPD has, we've discussed it. It's been discussed. There's a lot of black eyes. It's a fantastic agency that gives you a ton of opportunity. It's the Harvard of law enforcement, man. If you come out of there, whether it's IA or tactical background or patrol cop or detective, you're the best in the business at what you do, man. So for all the black guys and all the trouble I've had on the department, all the issues that I've bumped into, man, I'm proud to have been Los Angeles.
100%. Jimmy Z, thanks for showing up, brother. Like always, please be safe out there, and don't forget to go Code 6. Thank you.